it's Danielle and I am back with another video. I've just spent the last week camping with my family, which was great. But before I left, I wanted to get this video finished so that I could schedule it to post on my channel, while I was gone. And I got most of it finished. I just didn't do the voiceover. So it was waiting for me when I got back, but that's why I didn't post anything last week. I was gone. But this is just a photo of my family. It's a car selfie. And on this layout, I'm kind of scrapbooking two things. I'm scrapbooking a blessing and a struggle all at the same time. And it's a layout that I had been wanting to do for a long time. I had this photo printed up ready to scrapbook, and it's not so much about the photo but the story behind the photo, and so I was happy to get this layout done and in my book. So one thing that I wanted to work on this layout is to work on adding more layers behind my photo. I see a lot of people do such a great job at layering, and they'll add a ton of layers behind their photo, and I just think it looks so neat. And whenever I go to do it, I just struggle with it a little bit. I just got done watching Hannah Lemieux's video over on the Scrappy or the Crafty Maven Getaway channel, and I really like the way she layered behind her photo, so I think that I'm going to try to mimic that maybe in my next layout. But I did make a conscious effort to add more layers than I normally would behind my photo, and I think that it turned out pretty good. I used papers and scraps that I really liked, so I probably couldn't have gone too wrong with this. But I kind of fuss with it and get everything situated until I think that it looks good, and once I'm happy with that, I decide to add another layer, and that's this doily. And I really like the way everything looks together. I like the simple patterns with that girly doily. I just like the way that whole thing looks. So now I'm just going to get this whole cluster attached to my background paper and get that in the position that I like it. And now I'm going to work on my title, and I'm actually going to use two different alphabets for my title. The first one are these plasticky black letters that I really like. I like how bold they are, and I like the print on them. I just think they're really cute. And the first part of this title is going to say a family of three. And I like that that is bold. I like that that is the part of the title that's going to stand out, because that's the part of this story that's a blessing. I do have a family. I have a little girl, and we together are a family, and it's a blessing. We are thankful for her, and we love having her, and like I said, it's a blessing. And now I'm going to work on the second part of the title, which I'm using these Studio Calico alphabet stickers, and they're white, which I know the whole white on white isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I really, really like it. So the second part of my title is going to say is still a family. So when you read the whole thing together, it's going to say a family of three is still a family. And I think what that second part of the title is kind of saying is that that's kind of a struggle for us right now, and something that we're definitely talking about and we're definitely thinking about. It was really hard for us to get pregnant with London, and we had to have the help of our doctor, and it was just really difficult. And it seems like this second time around it's difficult as well, but even more difficult. The same things we tried the first time aren't working now, and so we're just having lots of discussions lately about our options that we have, and what we're okay with doing and what we don't want to do. And I think the hardest part of the whole thing is that I really want London to have a sibling, and the guilt of not being able to give her one sometimes weighs heavy on me and my husband. But I'm always the one to kind of remind us that even if nothing changes, even if we just have London and this is our family, that we're still super blessed, and we'll still be okay, and life will still be wonderful, and we'll just take it as it comes. But we're definitely kind of in the middle of that story right now. So I got my title down and in place. I cut out a lot of that because it took me a little bit to get everything lined up. I wanted it to be a little bit more straight and even than I normally try to get, so I cut a lot of that out. And now I'm going to be working on my embellishments, and I usually do intentional embellishments anyway, but especially on layouts that have a little bit more of a serious feel, I like my embellishments to add to the story. So I have these hearts, I have that vellum heart, and that ampersand, and then the 3 wood veneer hearts. And those 3 wood veneer hearts represent the 3 of us. And I actually got those from a subscriber. She had won one of my giveaways, and so she sent me the cutest thank you card that I keep on my desk. I really like it. And then she sent me a bunch of little goodies that she thought I would like, which I thought was so thoughtful. And these 3 little wooden hearts were in the batch, so I was excited to use them. So as you can see, I'm kind of bringing out a bunch of different paper. I know I want to put a strip at the bottom of my layout. And so I opened up my Felicity Jane box, and I'm just pulling out a bunch of different papers that I think will work. And that's one of the things that I really, really like about the Felicity Jane kits. I know that if I'm working on a layout and I need to just, add something to my layout, or I feel that I need to maybe add another pattern to my group of paper or anything, I know that I can grab my Felicity Jane kit and I will find something in that box that will work on my layout. Her papers are just super, super versatile. So I think that I'm going to use that red polka dot paper, but I end up using that one that I just tried with the little red lines on it. That's the one I end up settling on. But you can see here I'm still trying everything out just to see which one I like. So when I go to stick down my little strip that I cut here, I see the back of this paper is a yellow paper with white polka dot, which I think is super cute. I've really, really been enjoying adding pops of yellow to my layout lately. You see here I hesitate. I look at that. I know I'm going to be adding some yellow enamel dots, so I thought that that would tie that in a little better. But I ended up just sticking with my original decision. But yellow's my favorite color, so you would think that I would scrapbook with it a lot, but I don't. But lately I've been really enjoying it. So I'm just getting everything sort of lined up how I like it and stuck down to my layout. And I'm going to be sticking down these wood veneers with some Scotch quick dry adhesive, which is what I also used to stick down the letters. Now I normally use glossy accents for sticking my stuff down, especially those plasticky letters. It would seem like it would need a super strong glue, and I don't know how strong the Scotch quick dry adhesive is. I haven't used it enough, but I put my glossy accents in one of those fine tip bottles, and I put it in the blue one, which has a tinier hole than the yellow one, and I think the glossy accents was just so thick it won't come out. So I'll have to get a new bottle of that. So I went with the Scotch quick dry, and so far so good. Everything is sticking. So now that I have everything in place, I'm just clustering these yellow enamel dots around my layout. I know I want 3 groups of them, and so I quickly decide where I want them. And now I have to get these glued down as well. I know I've mentioned it before, but my daughter loves enamel dots and likes to help me get those sorted by color, and so they're usually not very sticky anymore, so I have to glue them down, which is not a big deal. And now you can see that I just stitched through the white portion of my title, which I like to stitch on my layouts anyway. I think it adds a fun texture, but in this case I also think that it helps draw more attention to that part of the title. Just lets you see that it's there a little bit better. So now I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I want to add to this layout. I've already typed up and printed up my journaling, and I'm just going to slide that behind my layout. So the last thing I really have to do is get the date put on here. And I'm just going to use a date stamp and some Hero Arts ink in soft granite, which is a favorite of mine lately. So after that, I call this layout good. So I just wanted to let you guys all know that I now have a crafty Instagram account. So if you are a fan of Instagram, you should look me up and follow me. I'm Banning Lane on there, but I will also put that information down below for you. So thanks you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. All right, bye-bye.